So, moving on to our Spotlight. Spotlight is, as you can see here, a mind fuck of a game, and it'll only get weirder, so keep watching the video while I'm talking. But Polybius has a rich history. So, we talked about how Nine Inch Nails has this kind of new, weird version of it that they made. But the story of Polybius is based on an urban legend. From 1981, there was an arcade...
Was Dean Cain involved?
I don't think so. From 1981, there was this arcade that allegedly people saw that got placed into various arcade places around the world, and it was always placed there by men in black suits with black sunglasses and black
So it wasn't
hats.
actually like Men in... I wish it was Men in... Like, it says Men in Black.
I put Men in Black because that was a description.
Did Will Smith show up?
I don't think it was
Tommy
literally
Jones?
the Men in Black.
Because that'd be cool.
It's kind of like, you know, the idea of the Men in Black government agents.
I've told the story about the Men in Black. They exist, by the way. Because my parents one time, my uncle works for Boeing, and he was working on military vehicles. We were in Canada, and they came in, basically interrogated my parents while we lived in Canada to make sure we weren't spies.
Wow.
So Men in Black do exist. It is terrifying when you open a door and you see two dudes in black suits and just
there's some
kind
really
of intimidating
creepy footage out there of like Men in Black like walking into grocery stores and stuff, and they're just like,
probably can't talk about that, but I just did.
Yeah, I mean,
the government's gonna kill me now. If
know.
I end up dead next week, you know what happened. It was the government.
The Men in Black killed him.
NSA's listening right now.
They'll just do a mind wipe on you.
Yeah.
So anyway, this game was allegedly put there by the Men in Black, and it was put in these local like arcade places to allegedly to test the psychological effects on the general public. So the gameplay is supposedly inducing of intense psychoactive moments and also the addictiveness effect to the players. So the idea is that they made this purposely batshit game that would make you addicted and also potentially send you on a psychoactive.
Isn't that just a good game?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
let's be honest.
And here's the thing.
Any good game is addictive and get you psychoactive.
That's why I'm spotlighting it. So the other fun part about the history of Polybius is that it was thought to take its name from that of a Greek historian, who was also, incidentally, called Polybius, who was known for his assertion...
Well, that makes sense, because that's where the name came from.
And this is where the urban legend part comes in. He was known for his assertion that historians should never report what they cannot verify through interviews and witnesses, which is what makes the whole urban legend thing kind of extra special there. So, Llamasoft is the publisher of this game, and Llamasoft released this game for PS4. Like, basically, the co-author guy of the game decided that he was initially going to make up a story that he'd played the game in a warehouse in Basingstoke in England, and then he later kind of came out and said, actually, I just really like the urban legend, but that was like the thing he went to begin with. But he wanted to design what he imagined that game would have been like, and hence this crazy fuckfest of a game. So it's a 3D shooting game that has racing elements to it. So there's a lot of like, let's go faster, but the shooting is fucking nuts. The levels are designed to be very interesting. So some of them are like a tube, some of them you're on the outside, some of them you're on the inside, some of them are like a C where you can go up kind of to the ceiling, but you can only go one way, then back down.
Oh, sea like is in the letter.
Yeah,
I was thinking
exactly.
like ocean sea.
No, like
the letter. Okay.
But they all kind of have this really bizarre designs, which is kind of awesome. But it's designed in the way that it's in continual motion. So because you're in continual motion and you're always moving, even if you get hit by something, it's designed to minimize that VR sickness that a lot of people might get playing this kind of like Mach 20 fucking racing game that you're playing. And also like it's really quite pleasant to play as well, just because the environments they don't feel jaggy or harmful or anything. Everything's just kind of like, oh yeah, this is great. It can also be played in flat mode and in 3D, good old 3D TV mode as well, apparently, which I haven't tried that yet, but I can do that.
So my TV that I have, and my main TV, does the 3D, and then does that weird conversion 3D thing. That'll fuck with your head. I played basketball one time in 3D mode. Don't do it. It'll make you real. It makes me more sick than VR.
Yeah.
And it's not even a screen on your head.
Man.
Yeah.
I like 3D, man. I mean,
yeah, but it's not if it's I guess if it's made for 3D, it's not as bad.
No.
But
I mean, they
games
recreated Shadow of the Colossus in 3D, and that was fun. That was okay.
Yeah.
But I like
basketball. I think there's a lot of just too much fast motion is what got me.
I could see that. So this game has received massive praise from critics. They really seem to like this game all over the place. It gets really high scores, like 9 to 10. It's
actually the government telling them to give them high scores.
It could well be.
The Men in Black, like, you better do this.
But the weird part about it is they kind of know how fucked up it is, because at the beginning it sort of says to you, hey, if you have a history of epilepsy, or if anyone in your family has a history of epilepsy, you probably shouldn't play this game. And even though my dad has epilepsy, I'm like, sure, fuck it, why not? So I play it anyway. And then it kicks you back out again, because there's like one option you have to accept, and then it kicks you back out again. It's like, if you or anyone in your family has a problem with moving visuals or whatever, or, you know, et cetera, seizures, et cetera, then you shouldn't play this game. And you go back in.
Well, I'm sure that's a
and
legal
like,
thing too.
No, but it's like way more warnings than I've ever seen
Yeah.
at the beginning of a game. And I got to the point where I was like, holy shit, how bad is this? I got real nervous, because in VR, of course, it's going to be amplified times 10. So I got really nervous at the beginning of this game. But I will say that I handled it pretty well. Like, I have pretty good VR legs, but they do it, like I said, with a continual motion in such a way that you never really feel like out of control. There's definitely a lot of moments where there's a lot of vivid imagery coming towards you, and you're just kind of like, I have
Is
no
it like
idea
the
what's
I
happening.
just picture this being the Willy Wonka.
It's a
boat
little
ride.
bit like the boat
That's what I
ride in Willy
picture.
Wonka. Yeah, no, I'll take that. The only controls you have are move and shoot. That's pretty much it. You have like so many shields to begin with. You get to the end of the level, they'll replenish your shields. It's really fun. It's really addictive. The visuals are maddening, frankly. There's like fried eggs that flow down the tube, and you have to shoot the fried eggs. And if you miss one, it's like, you missed a fried egg, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, what is happening right now?
It's Willy Wonka.
It's all British humor, and there's like a continual kind of like British lady talking to you while you're playing, but she's saying like stuff that's nothing to do with the game. Like, she's talking about like the metro station and stuff.
There's no way of ever knowing
Stop, would you?
which way
You're so
this
creepy when you do that.
is
Don't do that.
going.
So to summarize,
Rowers
this
keep
game,
on rowing.
it
I
is
love that
basically like if you fed Thumper a couple tabs of acid, and you wanted to see what happened.
So I don't know.
So really, I had a blast with it. I thought it was really fun. It got to a point where it got really hard as well, and I couldn't continue just due to my own like not goodness.
Lack of skill.
But it was super fun to get there. So if you're digging the gameplay footage behind me, which is very confusing to watch, it is kind of one of those games that you have to play to fully understand. Just trust me on the fact that it is a really enjoyable game. It's not super expensive either. I think it was like $15. So yeah, that's Polybius. You should play it sometime. I think you'd like it. So that's our spotlight for the week of PSVR, which leaves us just with one more thing, and that's a question.
Question time.